Hey. Man, so my internet decided that it wanted to go out. It's storming here in Oklahoma, so I'm not getting my service the way that I would like to. Let me take this off so I can put this phone in here. But I hope y'all doing well. I don't like how this hat is sitting up here on this hair. Maybe I'll push it back like a trucker today. And I'll go here. Yeah, much better. I'm feeling that, okay? But I'm coming out here for y'all today. I'm coming out here for y'all. Let me see if I can get this internet to pull my notes back up because it's acting all wonky. But I hope y'all doing well. I really needed a day off, to be honest. I needed a day off today. And I planned on being in the bed all day today. But I didn't. I got up and came downstairs and to do this work with y'all today. And to tap in. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of that good energy up there today. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started because my internet is doing something really weird. I'm like, is the internet out because of the storm? Is that what we're doing? But anywho, I'm not getting ready to stress about it. They say my connection is slow. So if it gets to being too weird, y'all, I'm going to just tap out today. I'm in the luteal phase, and really being luteal and perimenopausal is a thing. Man, I'm really discovering a lot of things about myself hormonally. And one of them is that when my body is saying to rest, to just do that. So today we're going to be talking about the sanctuary of this work, right? Of your own personal work. That's what this is about. And that's why I'm bringing y'all in here today, because I want to talk about this, get this sanctuary under wraps. Okay? And I'm going to put some notes up here so that we can have this open for today, because right now we're reintegrating, right? We're reawakening. And in that reawakening, we get to release. Okay, we get the 999. And I saw this either yesterday or this morning on the back of a license plate. I can't remember, but I saw this 999, and that is a number that's basically telling you it's time to let shit go. I think that one of the things of letting go is like we get so caught up in trying to hold on to doing the same things, right? And I think that that's what all of this is about for me, is that the more and more I'm learning about really supporting this group and uplifting this group and sharing in this group, I'm learning more things about myself. And I hope y'all like my nails. I just did them. They cute, right? But I'm learning that there are so many things that that I have held on to, right? It's telling me I got a slow connection, so I hope that I'm still with y'all. And Spirit is telling me that it's time to release. And so for those of you who are preparing for your cycle after this new moon, I want y'all to understand and know that it's a real thing, right? We are releasing things, and we are coming into the fall. So the fall is the luteal phase, right? And coming into this luteal portion of our inner autumn is a really big deal, right? It's a really big deal. And so that's the cards I'm going to pull from today. I wish I would have had them already arranged, but it's okay. We got time today. I'm not going to be feeling pressed or rushed to do things other than what I'm already doing right now. And so I had a bad today. That picture that I shared earlier was really me saying, take some time for yourself, energetically. You know, we get so caught up and so wrapped up in doing the work and being that it's back to school time. I know a lot of moms and parents are busy because their children, you know, are requiring other things because it's time to go back to school. And this is a very busy season for parents and caregivers. And so I just want to make sure that I tell y'all to honor yourselves, okay? Don't let all this school stuff stress y'all out. Don't let it. Don't let it. Your kids is in school. Don't let it stress you out. You know, because some of these schools don't be having no idea, you know, about communication. And they be dealing with your kids all year round. And it's hard because they hiring people. And the people that they be hiring, a lot of times, don't really be about their life. And so, they just got a job, y'all. They just got a job. And I'm just saying that because I've been seeing people talking trash about their kids' school. So, anyway, my kids, they good for what I know, you know. So we gotta tap into this autumn energy and see what comes up. What comes up with the release. And y'all see me shuffling. I didn't pre-shuffle today, but I'm shuffling so that I can see if this is going to be in alignment with what card we got from the Angel Whispers, okay? So we're going to do this quick cycle read. And if you want to get a cycle read, just know that that's available to you, you know, because we are integrating all this good energy, right? We are integrating the good energy of gratitude and recommitment, the recommitment to our capacity to release and to rest. Okay. Okay. Huh. In order to release, guess what you got to do? You got to be decisive. You got to make a decision. You can't hold on to things that are telling you that it's time to let go. So you got to make a decision. And so for whoever this is for, if it's not for you, then, you know, put it down. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. I heard people say that, so I'm going to use it today too. But we're going to read this first card. 999, angel number, means to release. And the angel whisper is, endings are new beginnings in disguise, okay? And ending symbolizes the closure of one door and the opening of another. The whisper is reminding you to release and allow. It is the release where the magic happens, okay? The affirmation is, doors open for me when others have closed, bringing transformation to my mind, my body, and my soul. Look at that, y'all, because let me tell you about this luteal phase, right? The luteal phase is the ending of a cycle. It's the fall. It's the portion to where the things start to die off as you are going into your inner winter. So when you are experiencing this release, okay, be glad about that door closing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, for those of you who are trying to conceive, that might be a little bit indifferent for you because you want to be able to have that new beginning to be a baby, right? But for those of you who are not, hey, count it all joy. And if you do want to tap in and get some coaching around fertility, let's schedule a consultation because we can definitely tap in and get you right. So we can be decisive, right? Because we talked about this last week. A lot of times infertility is not about just the things that are going on in the womb or with your partner. Infertility is also a part of what is going on in the mindset and how the mind has to be able to be expanded so that the body can expand to capture or to receive the contents of what is necessary when it comes down to actually conceiving a baby or an idea or a thought or an opportunity, right? So decisive. Autumn is, did I show you on the back of the card? This is like the glasses I had on last week, so I thought that was funny. Autumn is the mature season of your cycle. Okay? In the spring and summer, estrogen does a stellar job of glossing over the little and sometimes very large niggles, making us chatty and horny with the aim of getting us to have sex and procreate. Oh, estrogen pushes us towards social coherence, making us oblige others, whereas progesterone switches the focus to our needs and desires. So now, while the spring and the summer is telling you, oh, just to be nice and frilly and do all the things, the progesterone tells you, what? Okay, whatever. It's about me. It's about me right now. And that's what you need to take charge of with this superpower that progesterone gives you. Progesterone's vibe is all about making decisions and sorting stuff out, whether that's dealing with the tricky work colleague or organizing your wardrobe. Its X-ray effects allows you to see things with laser-like clarity, which, in addition to a lower tolerance for putting up with bullshit, can either feel altogether freeing or dangerous. Okay, let's tap in. What's the danger of it? Go slow. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was saying today. I was going slow. Rushing around can dampen your awareness, and you can find yourself unraveling in autumn. This is PMS, y'all. So the self-care is to find some softness and some space before doing something radical. Hit pause, take a walk around the block, and come back to it with fresh eyes. Is this something or someone that you really want to get rid of? I cannot make this stuff up. Y'all saw me shuffling. So, FYI, tap in to your luteal, to your inner autumn, and see what life is offering you to release at this particular time. Because this is how you really reopen and reawaken your inner sanctuary. I want you to know that. Okay? Now let's see. For August. Okay, so let me get this together. Because we're in a renewal, y'all. The rest is the renewal. And we need to really be able to tap into the reflection of rest, to recharge ourselves, and to guide the process of what's taking place planetarily too, right? We get ready to be out here, and it's going to be fall. So some of us have seasonal, and when I say us, I'm talking about myself included. Some of us have seasonal shifts that we go through in our everyday life, right? And this is a timeline where people, talk about seasonal depression. It's not just in the winter, right? It starts in the early to late fall months. And when we understand how to navigate these spaces within our cyclical processes, within our cycles, it is so much easier because we can relate to what is taking place, okay? And so this is the last Monday in the month of August, y'all. We're getting ready to be moving into September with deeper intention. So this includes, updating our content around how we affirm ourselves and what we can do to really engage ourselves in the fall and wintering months, okay? So we can tap right on in here. Hey, Kellen, how are you? Because this period right here is about reclamation and readiness. It's also about redefining what is sanctuary for us. Because when you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you're doing the most, this is the big time for the luteal energy to really help you to get into that pre-fall reset. And it lets you to get your womb and your mindset in alignment for what's to come. Okay? So you know that if you're in the luteal phase, you should be looking for your cycle to come, right? And so when your cycle is coming, what are you going to do? You're going to go into your bleed, right? Into your winter, into your inner inner winter. And right now you're in your inner fall. So this is where we're going to tap into today. And I'm so glad that you guys are here, and that I want to welcome you, whether you are new to this group or you're just tuning in for the first time and you're catching the replay, whatever it is. This is a moment for you to come back into your body. And so in order for you to do that, we're going to do a couple of little breathing exercises, okay? Y'all know I like to get this breath work in. And so we're going to tap in to our breath, and I want you to take this moment. And I want you to inhale your power, okay? So when you do that deep breath in and you fill your belly up with air, imagine you're filling your belly up with power, okay? So we're going to inhale with power, and we're going to exhale with pressure, okay? We're going to let that pressure go so that we can be able to release the things that are no longer serving and pull in the things that we do want, okay? Inhale with power. Exhale any pressure. Inhale truth. Exhale tension. Inhale light. Exhale limitation. Okay? And now that you have made it through the month of August, let's talk about that. The sun is slowly setting on this season. And now the body is whispering to you to slow down, to pay attention, to reset your rhythm. We've had so many portals over the last few days, right? We had the new moon. We had the Lion's Gate 2 times this month. We had Mercury go back direct. Like, we've had so many different experiences taking place energetically over the past month that I know a lot of people was exhausted. You know, a lot of people were getting, ascension, deficit issues, right? They were starting to feel their bodies like, oh my God, collapsing. Because the old rhythms that we were used to tapping into were dying off. And so now it's time for you to be able to pay attention to the rhythm of where we're moving into now, which is the fall, so that we can be able to really tap in. So if you haven't already done so, grab your journal, okay? Get your pen. And if you have not already got your Pretty Period journal or whatnot, you can go over to our Stan Store Pretty Period, and get your journal so you can be tracking for the rest of this year and moving into the new year, so that you can really have the opportunity to drop your thoughts, okay? Not just in the chat, but in a written document. And it's a PDF, so you can print it off, or you can use it on your phone or your tablet or whatever. If you have that app, where you can write in your journal, it'll be great for that too. So the prompts that I want you to think about today as we're moving into this fall season. It's rainy here in Oklahoma. It's cold today, and it's been in the triple digits and super hot. And now today it decides we want to cool off, right? But I want you to think about, what are you harvesting from the summer season? Hey, Tratima, glad to see you. What are you harvesting from the summer season? You did a lot of work over this past, almost 9 months? What did you conceive, right? What part of your cycle have you been resisting? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself, what part of my cycle have I been resisting? And I think that that's a good question, because a lot of times we just think of our cycle and we just think about our period. We just think about us bleeding, the menstruation component, right? And I think that we forget that each component of the 4 phases, menstruation, right? That's one phase. Follicular is another phase. Ovulatory is another phase, and luteal is another phase. We're going through different cycles. And so if you're not paying attention to where you are in that cycle, you might be resistant. You might be resisting the information that comes with each of those cycles, right? The blood cycle comes with bloodline downloads. It comes with information. It comes with things that you need to release. 999 was the card, right, that we got from the angel whispers. It comes with something that we need to let go of so that we can receive the downloads and the information moving forward to put into the follicular phase, which is the seeding, which is the inner spring. So we go from inner winter to inner spring, menstruation to follicular, which is the seeding. It's the springtime. What do you do in the spring? You plant a seed. So whatever downloads you get to put those downloads into the ground from winter to spring, right? And if you're resisting rest during the wintering phase, guess what? You're not going to even plant nothing in the spring. And maybe what you do plant in the spring, it won't grow. You won't be able to harvest it in the fall. And so we need to think about, what are we ready to release before the new season? What are you ready to release before this new season begins? How are you wanting to end your summer? Right? What is it that you want to be able to let go during your summer? Because the summer months is ovulation. It's when we're supposed to be in our most creative energy. And if you did not get to appreciate and facilitate space for your own creativity over those summer seasons, right? If we didn't get to put the time and the effort and the energy into the things that we really wanted to be doing, then guess what? When we get to the fall, that's what's going to cause seasonal depression. That's what makes you feel like lackluster and not really fulfilled, because you didn't get to really ignite all of the phases of your cyclical nature. I read something the other day, and it talked about how a woman needs to be able to have a content, some type of content or context around what she wants to do. She can't just be a housewife. She can't just be a stay-at-home mom. She can't just have a lackadaisical career path, because if she does those things and she doesn't feel fulfilled, over time she's going to start to feel resentment. And in that resentment, she's not able to show up in her fullness, right? For herself or for her children, for her partner, for her community, for her friends. And it just made me think about so much that women hold on to because they're trying to do the right thing. And I definitely don't believe that a woman says, okay, I'm going to just be a stay-at-home mom and I'm going to just tend to my kids and I'm going to lose every part of myself in order for me to show up and do the best thing that I can for my children and show them that I'm totally committed, right? But she also needs to understand that she's resisting parts of herself in order to do that. I'm just going to go to work and I'm going to get this job just so I can support my kids. And that is a honorable thing. It's valid, right? But if you don't get the fulfillment of it, not just the working that you're doing, not just the accolades that you get, not just the promotions, if you're not getting the cyclical benefit of it all, where's the productivity? Those are things that we're having to understand in a cyclical world for us versus a linear world, which is where we've been living in this 3D experience, right? So you have to ask yourself, what am I ready to release before this new season begins so that I can end on a good stroke, right? So I can end and be encouraged by the lifestyle or the life pathway that I'm moving forward in. And if I'm breaking up, y'all, please forgive me. I think the internet is doing something really weird right now because of the storming, the weather. So if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, can y'all drop something in the chat? Let me know that y'all hearing me. Let me know that whatever it is I'm saying to y'all is making sense. Because what I really want for us to do before this year ends is that I want you to write down one win for this month Okay, something that you did to honor your body, to honor your own truth, to honor your boundaries, because y'all know we hear that boundaries word all the time, right? People be like, oh, I got boundaries, and they be doing this because they be trying to put up a boundary, a hedge. You know, I'll put a hedge around me, a hedge of protection, but really the boundaries are really for you to be able to pull things in. The boundaries aren't about keeping things out. The boundaries are about what you are allowing to come into your space. And the more you're able to be clear about how your body feels, about the truth that it's telling you, then you can set better boundaries. And those better boundaries are, like I said, not to keep things away from you, but to bring the things into you that are necessary for your human growth and development, right? We have this thing in one of the research groups I'm in. It talks about primal continuum of human development, and we usually tie that into the context around little people, right, from like 0 to 7, and we've changed it from 0 to 14, right? But I've been toying with the group and saying, hey, what if we looked at that as a continuum? Is that we're always developing, especially when we think about the feminine context, right? As women, we're going to have a cycle about 450 to 500 times in our lifetime, depending upon when we start, and sometimes maybe more, because I'm seeing younger girls starting at around 8 years old. I just read an article the other day, a little girl started her period at 5. I don't know how her mother is navigating that with her, but a 5-year-old having her cycle was a lot for me to kind of process. But I think that what we have to understand is that we are in a space and place to where we are always developing, always learning, always getting more input, more downloads, more information, and we're getting it faster. We're getting it faster, and sometimes the speed, right? The fastness of the information, we're not able to honor it. We're not able to slow down because we're still living in the society that is also moving just as fast as the information is coming in. So our cycles are a time for us to set aside, right? And to set a boundary that says that this is my time. And I am during this particular time every month, I'm going to do this thing. And I'm going to get a womb win for myself. A womb win. Okay, quote fingers, WOMBWIN. Womb win for myself from this month so that I can do the things that I need in order for me to honor the rest of my cycle. And the best time to do that is when we are in our bleed cycle. And if you don't have a bleed cycle, the best time to do that is to pick a date. Okay? This week's session fell on the luteal phase as a point of preparation. This week for me is my luteal phase. I'm in day 24. So in a few more days, as you see my ring here on my beautiful piece of jewelry with my gray agate and white howlite, okay, you will know, right, when you know where you are. So if y'all ain't got y'all jewelry yet, you want to place an order, hit me up so we can customize and get you the stones and the colors and things that match with your energetic blueprint and what you need, okay? Because I want women to understand and to know that when you know where you are in your cycle, you have a more productive experience throughout your calendar year, right? And you can plan out your cycles throughout the year once you understand and know them. You can plan your trips. You can plan weddings. I've had folks do that too. Like, you know, it's a whole thing about understanding your cyclical nature, and where you are gives you the opportunity to prepare. And so because we're entering into this deep context of fall, the luteal phase was perfect to discuss today, because the days right before bleeding begins is what the luteal phase is, okay? The days right before you bleed, when your progesterone levels are peaking and coming up and saying, hey, I'm done with all the bullshit. I done did all the things. I done bled. I done planted the seeds. I done did the activities. Now it's time for me to take a minute, because I got to do this stuff all over again. I got to get prepared. And this is what this is about. It's about entering into the preparation of what you've done, completing it, and releasing it. You know, write the vision, make it plain. That's what the journals are for. So as the progesterone is rising, our bodies are naturally pulling us inward. And so people might be like, why are you so irritable? Why you being so standoffish? Or why are you doing this, doing that? It's not a time for you to force productivity. It's not a time for you to force being, what's the word I'm looking for? Performative, right? Because a lot of people naturally are performative every day. They like, okay, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be the best. I'm like, can we get in alignment? Because alignment is going to give what is necessary, right? So this is a time for you to really tap into review, to refine, to reclaim what needs to be done before the next big release, which is your bleed cycle, which is your inner winter, when you should be like, I am done. I'm doing the very least that I can do in any context, right? If you got to take your kids to school, yep, you got to get up and you got to do that. But when you get back home, if you are home, go home and just chill and just do the best that you can do to relax so you can get the information, right? If you're working, do the best that you can do on those days when you are in your release in your bleed cycle. Like, don't be trying to work your brain too much. And you might want to tell your employer, and they might not give a damn, but at least let them know, listen, I'm on my cycle. I'm having I'm really wanting to really honor this space and to do the best that I can do for the job today. But I just want to let you know that I need to take it as easy as I can. I don't know what jobs might do about that, but hey, it's worth a try, okay? And I want to look at this as like, it's just like the leaves that prepare to fall off the trees. We too are meant to let go. We're meant to let go. And the reason why I think we have such a hard time is because we often resist this phase. We resist the phase of letting go. We resist the phase of slowing down because we've been taught to push through everything. Same way we give birth to our babies, we've been taught to push them out instead of take a deep breath. But our wombs are calling for stillness. Our wombs are calling to be soft and to soften. Our wombs want space. It ain't just you. I think I might have said this in one of the other lives that I did. It's like, you come from your own vagina. Like, it's yours. And you come from her too, like you came from your mama's. You came out with this one so that you can continue to be reborn through her. If you listen to her. If you listen when she wants you to be still, be still. If you listen to her and she tells you she needs softness, then be soft. If you listen to her and she tells you you need space, give her space. And when you give it to her, you give it to all of you. Because all of the things that are in you and are of you came from her. This is why it's important to understand syncing up with your cycle so that you can understand your business better. You can understand how to really practice your best wellness routines. This is all about emotional well-being and mental health and having the mental health habits in place with each cyclical phase. Because I had a young lady who, she got the Dalmatian Jasper, black tourmaline, and I believe it was clear quartz trio set. And she was having problems with PMS, but she was PPMD. Like it was bad for her. And the trio that she got helped her to not only understand when she was coming, into that phase, but it also helped her to understand that it could slow down. And people talk about the stones and they like, oh, it don't really do nothing, but like mineralizing and like what's in your body, all of these stones are already in our bodies, molecular, cellular, minerally, our bodies are all made up of the same things. So when you're attracted to certain stones, it also helps you to bring awareness to where your body may be off, right? And so her having those set of stones helped her to be calmer, to relax, and to be able to tap in to a habit of moving the ring every day so that she could really understand. And it's a simple thing, right? It's not something that she got to lift every day. It ain't an app she got to tap into. If she want to journal with her journal, she could do that. But all she needed to do every day was to just see where she was and to keep up with it. We got a mantra: wash your face, brush your teeth, move your ring. That's it, right? So when we start to really think about syncing up, we ain't just talking about syncing up with each other. We're talking about syncing up with our everyday habits, our everyday lifestyle, and syncing up with it so that we can be able to do the very best that we need to do moving forward in the lifestyle that we say we really want to have. And the way that we have it is when we understand our moon cycles. And for those of you who be like, well, I don't understand mine, and I already got, my shit is together. Well, good for you. But guess what you could be doing if you knew about your cycles? How much better, how much further along, how much more alchemical wisdom you would have to expand and to scale and to do all the things that you say that you really want to do, right? If you really understood that as a wellness routine for yourself. If you really understood that, like I had a coach tell me a couple of years ago, she said, you want to get to 7 figures, do you have the mental health capacity or support to do that, right? Because there is a component of success in understanding your cyclical nature. So just to say so, a part of this fall reset is that we're offering group coaching, right? And I feel that I've been called to take this group deeper so that we can really tap into understanding the routines, right? The routines are really about going deeper into your own womb and really going deeper into relationship with your womb. And when we don't understand what that looks like, guess what? We can flounder, right? And I think one of the biggest ways that I feel is important about really tapping into this wisdom is that everybody's wisdom is going to be different. But at the same time, when we start to really tell the stories around what wisdom comes about, right? And we start really tapping into the mastery of it, because it's the Moon Cycle Mastery Group Coaching Program, right? When we start really tapping into the mastery of what it means to really be in alignment with your cyclical nature, what do we have to lose, right? But everything to gain. You have everything to gain. And so if you're feeling called to go deeper into this space, then there's an opportunity for you to do so. And that opportunity is now enrolling. And our group coaching program is 4 weeks. And we start next month. Okay? And this is your personal invitation. This is your personal invitation to keep up the momentum from what we did last month with the Yoni Fresh Challenge. We're going to keep it going, because the more you're able to really tap into this personalized context around your moon cycle and mastering this education information, the more you're able to really walk in your own cyclical power, okay? So I want you to really think about that. And I want you to think about it because over the 4 weeks, it's going to be 4 weeks of community. We're going to do live sessions. We're going to do rituals. And for those of you who might be like, rituals, like you doing a ritual every single day. You get up and you brush your teeth, that's a ritual. You get up, you make your bed, that's a ritual. You go and you cook your dinner, that's a ritual. Okay? We're going to talk about personalizing your jewelry. You're going to get personalized jewelry made by me, and plus you're going to get a bead reading with that so that you can be able to understand how does this apply to your everyday nature, and how do you use this for the year to really plan out and do the things that you need to do, which gives you the accountability that honors your real, raw, natural, sustainable rhythm. Okay? And if you want to be a part of it, then I want you to just either DM me or drop it in the chat here, coach me. Because I am going to coach you into the space and place as a moon cycle maven. You're going to be like, oh my God, I did not know that I needed this information. There's a lot of things that I share here in this community for free. But what I'm sharing in this community is about mastery. This is baseline here. But when you get into the mastery level, you won't even really need an app. You don't need an app now. You know, I tell people that all the time. These apps and stuff, they trick us. They take all our information and they disseminate it the way that they want to. But if you took that information and you were intentional with that information and you built upon that information, what kind of data would you find out about yourself? What kind of data would you learn about you? What kind of data could you teach your own community? Because the goal is to keep healing together. The goal is to not continue to be separated, because we live in a society where that is so easy to do right now. It is extremely easy to separate yourself from your sisters. It is extremely easy to separate yourself from your community. And sometimes it's necessary. I ain't saying it's not. But when you are amongst individuals who are really solid and in alignment with what it is that you say you really want, it's like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So if you feel like this is something that you want to tap into, and this feels like it's an alignment for you over this next 4 weeks, we're starting next month and we're going to really take it there. And we're going to get into mastery mode. Okay? Now, I'm not a person who's going to give you no fluff. I'm not going to play no games. I'm 100% real and authentic about the way I teach, the way I show up. And I'm like that because I understood how important it was for me to get that kind of information and education when I was going through the process of learning about these things many years ago. But the way that I took my journey into supporting and serving in that is through contraception. And what I learned over the last year is that women were really not interested in contraception. And I had to tell myself that I had to be real with myself, that wasn't a market fit for me, especially now where I live in Oklahoma. And even owning a family planning center, we didn't do abortive care. We didn't sell pills, patches, implants, or injections. We sold education. We told and taught women how to naturally understand their cycles and to use breastfeeding as another component of natural child spacing. And it wasn't until I started to really look into like government contracts and things like that that I was learning that this was not a normalcy. The normalcy was like, can we get people to take drugs and be a part of the pharmaceutical farming? Okay? And a lot of that stuff was catastrophic. And because I didn't participate in it, I found myself falling out of alignment because most people were interested in some kind of implant, some kind of injection, and even though they didn't want it. You know, I don't know how many times I will be teaching about the cycle beads, right? And people are like, so what do? Put it inside of me? And I just leave it up there? And I'll be like, no, you don't do that. You don't put it inside of you at all, actually. It's tangible, but it's outside. It's external information. And it's external information that gives you internal information and insight. Excuse me. And so that's what this coaching session is going to be about for 4 weeks, is to really internalize the information that we already have within us. If we listen to it, we already got a pharmacy. And all we got to do is prescribe to it. And if you want to prescribe to it, or you need a prescription, or you need to really understand what that prescription is telling you, that's what this Moon Cycle Mastery coaching program is about. And it's about us being able to heal each other together. It's about us being able to work alongside each other and to really tap into walking into this new year with a renewed sense of understanding so that we can start fresh day one, right? And so as we're about to close out today, I want you to think about what you're taking from today's session. I want you to drop your word for the week in the chat about what you're reclaiming. What are you reclaiming? You know, I'm going to tell you what I'm reclaiming. My word this week is capacity. It's capacity. Because I'm making room for the life that is ready to pour in. And in order for me to do that, I've got to release. And I've got to be decisive. And I've got to use my superpower. You know, my superpower and my super prescription from my progesterone, right? That's gonna be kicked up. I need to use it so that I can really, really, really tap in and really take this deep dive to make room and to do the things that are necessary for the rest of this week, okay? Hey, I'm talking about that too, girl. I love it. Expansion. Let's do it. Yeah, definitely. So our affirmation for this week is, I honor what is complete. That's what the 999 angel card was saying. And I don't know, I want to say this to y'all. Like when I'm doing these outlines and stuff, it's usually when I'm in my bleed cycle, I get the downloads. And then I use them to navigate what I want to share with you guys in the next week. And then if I'm in my ovulation phase, or if it's a new moon or a full moon, like I use the time, right? And so the affirmation is, I honor what is complete. I trust the rhythm of release. I am fertile ground for what's next. I honor what is complete. I trust the rhythm of release. I am fertile ground for what is next. Yeah. I think that one of the biggest components of understanding what happens, you know, in certain cultures, when they are preparing their soil for planting season, they scorch it, they burn it, right? And there was a lot of forest fires and stuff that was going on a few weeks ago when I was up in Colorado, and you know, some miles away from where we were, and we could see some of the smoke, you know, coming into the area where we were. It wasn't bad, but we just knew that not too far away it was scorched earth. And I want you to think about the fact that when something is done, sometimes you got to burn it down. And you got to trust your capacity to release. Because what comes next after scorching is fertility. The ground becomes covered with all kinds of nutrients and vital, essential, sustainable minerals are awakened by fire. And so when you're able to honor that fire is in the luteal phase, and it's dissolving, that egg is dissolving like fire. It's being dissolved into nothingness so that it can come out of your body, so that what happens next is fertility. So I want you to think about it. I'm going to post more information over the next few days. And I had to do some other updates on my store. So I'm going to post some more information about the group coaching. And I think that you will really enjoy it. I know you will. And I'm looking forward to those of you who want to participate. My goal is to get at least 5 to 10 women to participate in the coaching sessions so that we can really have a full immersive experience and be able to tap in and share this information back with this group. You know, we have over 300 people in this group, and I did have a goal to get to 500, and you know what, I kind of watched that goal because I was like, you know what, I really just want to work with the women who want to be worked with in the group. I might downsize it because I want to really make sure that the individuals who get this information and who tap in are not just being looky-loos. I want people who really want the information and who want to expand on it and who want to share and really tap in. And I'm really appreciative of those individuals in the group who do every week, you know. And I feel like we are in a time where if we don't have this information, then we're going to sleep on a lot of opportunities. And the opportunities for abundance, the opportunity for productivity, the opportunity for business ventures that I don't even think that y'all have even conceived yet. Wow, that's big. Yeah. Wow, scorched earth, boo-boo. Hey, that's how we do in Naptown, though. That, you know, I'm gonna just get shout out some Naptown love right now. You know, we own it, like energetically. I don't know what it is about my hometown, but yeah, I'm Naptown born and bred, and I'm out here in OKC, but the information came from my home. You know, this information is rooted in me. You know, I am the last of my maternal bloodline's generation. So I know that my grandmothers are giving me information and downloads to be able to share. And as much as I be want to go extremely deep into spaces, they have been helping me to be deep enough to penetrate, but surface level enough to cover. And I'm excited about the opportunities to continue to give and to share and to affirm those individuals in this group, because I know what it is. You know, I know what time it is. And I'm proud to be able to say that this group is doing what it needs to do. Yeah. Definitely appreciate you too, my love. And I look forward to seeing you all tapping into the information I'm going to share over these next couple of days about our moon cycle mastery group. And I hope to see you there. And I don't think I got any other downloads right now. Besides to tell you, if this is your time, rest. Rest. Rest really is a new revenue. And that's been a few years now. Is if you tap into rest, because you're not just doing nothing. You are in stillness. And it says, you know, wait on the Lord, right? When it say wait on the Lord, it's really meaning to like take the weight off of you and to rest. And the Lord is all higher power energy that's working in this external environment around you that's going to fall on you when you rest. It's going to fall on you when you rest so that you can get that energetic push when you get back up to do the work that Spirit is calling you to do. So if this is your time of rest, do it. Okay? And that's my time. And I love y'all. And I hope to see y'all in the group. Let's get this mastery under check. All right? Love, light, liberation. Peace.